So unfortunately, everyone is out having a ton of fun at Adepticon, and I am stuck at home and was completely unable to go. But I do get sort of a perk. Let's look at what's inside this box. Alright, so the first shot we get is this really awesome box art right on the top. As soon as we open it, there's just a little bit of padding. Pulled that off, and here we are. Let's see. Now, I went all in, for the most part, on this game. That game being Black Rose Wars. And this is going to be 2 boxes. So here we have the main game and the Kronos expansion, the Inferno expansion, and the Kickstarter exclusive basically second box of all the stretch goals. Both of those will come in a subsequent shipment in the next couple of months. But yeah, let's get started first with looking at the main game. So here's the finished box of Black Rose Wars. We have, looks like some character artwork on the outside. Let's see, the back has a retail copy, so it's got all of the information of what the game's going to look like set up on the table. And then we have our very cool top. Once busted open, you can see it's a linen finish, but then there's some spot UV for the design right here, so that's nice and glossy while everything else is a nice matte linen finish. The box was shipped. It's got great corners, no bent or dinged up corners at all on the box, so shipping looks really good for this one. And it is one hell of a box. It is absolutely giant, so it's about a full hand height here. It's definitely got a lot of stuff. We start with the rule book. This rule book is pretty huge, so I'll definitely see how this turns out as we go along, but this is a giant rule book. Ooh, a glossary. Frequently asked questions. Cool. What do we have here? We have... oh, this is information about each of the schools and their cards and probably how to play them. That's really cool. Oh, and then character artwork in here as well. Very neat that that's included in here. Alright, the very first one here, we've got quite a bit of packages of stuff to pop out, it looks like. But this first thing, let's see. Oh, they have really no tags on the outside. And here's the events track. That popped out very easily. Double-sided. Yeah, all of them are popping out incredibly easily. Nice thick cardstock. Doesn't look like there's any warping to it. And it also looks like it was glued very well. So that's good. First look. Tons of tokens here. Change the camera so that you can see it a little bit better. Here's our top box. We have the Black Rose Room, which looks like it has some space here for where some sort of tokens will go, but I can see like glue drizzled in there. So I don't know if that's meant to be something and I don't know it yet, but yeah, it looks like there's some like overwash of glue there. Then we have some of our characters. Try to pop them out of this. So great detail on these. One of the things I was a little worried about was the quality of the miniatures, considering I hadn't seen anything come from this company yet at the time of backing this, but these are real nice sized minis. They don't look to be hero scale, they look to be like correct scale. They're kind of hard to pull out of their little sockets here, but so you can see their arms are like very thin. But they are very tall miniatures as well, like the character that they're portraying. Then each of these have little little roses. These are little plastic roses that'll go into the board for trackers. And then here's some blocks, and it looks like we have it for 4 colors because it's 4 players, I think, in the base box, and then there's expansion. So we have blue, red, yellow, and green. And you've got the little roses for all of them. We then have the second tray of minis, which comes with black markers. And it also looks like on that top tray, once you pop out all of the tokens, all of the little tokens, those will actually just fit in there nicely. So that's a pretty cool thing that they've designed that. And I'll show you it at the end if that is true. But let's look at some of the smaller characters and then some of the bigger characters. And I think these aren't actually characters. These are markers of some sort. And see, then they have down here where you can put the rose pins in them. It's a really cool little statue. Those will be fun to paint up. And then you have some big honking dudes here that are pretty large size. These are about the size of some of the champions in Hate, the cool Mini or Not game that I just unboxed last. These have some really great detail. Very, very few mold lines. I don't really see much flash at all. There's a little bit here on the sword. The axe is bent a little bit, but nothing a little hot water won't fix. Overall, I'm very impressed with these miniatures. They're quite good. Yeah, I'm really into them. I am a little worried on this plastic that since it holds them in so well that it might rub off paint over time, because they actually sort of pop into each area. So we'll see how that works over time though. Our final bit of the first box here has all of the player boards for Rebecca, Tessa, Jafar, and Nero. So it's great artwork on the back to help you paint them up if you want to paint them to match their artwork. Make it nice and easy. I also love that they used great color variation between all of them. So unlike Hate, where everything is just brown and silver, these guys have purple and green and blue. They look great. Let's see, we have a huge stack of tiles here. So here's the Oracle Room. So far, I'm liking the artwork. It's easy to read where you're at. Cemetery, crypt, so on and so forth. They seem to be put together really well. No weird glue problems on the edges. No peeling paper. How hard is it to get back in here? Let's find out. Not too hard. Alright. We have 3 of these big giant characters. Little devilish guys. They definitely have some fantastic detail. I'm really into these. I like these. I'm not finding any real problems. There's a little bit of a gap there up around the horns around his face. They have really nice bases that they're already on. Now let's look at the cards. So looking at the cards, they definitely have clear artwork, clear symbology, able to be read. This is just one of the packs that I opened. This is the yellow, so whatever yellow is that it does. But like, summon a divine altar in a target room, earn 1 of whatever that is. They're linen finish, and they're about as thick as playing cards, I would say. They're a good thickness. Got rounded corners instead of square corners, which is normal of any game other than Monopoly. And then finally, we have this little So this pack, it looks like it has all of the different, so there's help sheets here, and then these are the different types of schools that you can do, I believe. So maybe this tells you like some wind conditions or different types of things like that. Alright, let's open up the expansion box. Alright, real quick, I figured out the storage solution, so I wanted to show you some good things and some bad things about the storage solution before we go on to Chrono. First off, these little pieces here, they go right on in here, and they have enough room for all of them right there. We have all of these cards, and they will sit right above the board tiles there. Then, of course, we have tons of room for expansions here. The only problem with the Chrono expansion is that there's a ton of, well, there's big models in there, so you can't really get rid of that box unless you want to display the models, in which then you could totally do that. So after we have this piece here, we then have our two boards that are like scoring boards here, and these sit right on in here. Next, we then have our player boards that will sit on right on top of that, and then we have the plastic that goes down. After that, we have one layer of models with no plastic on top of them, and then our top layer of everything here. And I'm not sure if there's a way to correctly put these in. I had to split up some of the sections, but there is enough room for all of them to fit in here, and for all these pieces to fit. Then these round tokens here that have some kind of ghoul on them fits there. This piece goes in last, and then you have your topper that goes on. And with that, you have the whole thing put back away. So it's a very great storage solution. Not 100% sure if I did it right in these things, but overall it holds everything nicely now that I've punched everything out. So very happy with that. Alright, so the Kronos box has it's set up in the back exactly the same as a retail box as well. So I don't know if this is eventually going to come to retail, but right now you got a really awesome looking cover art here. Pop this open. We have our instruction booklet for the Kronos portion of the game, because I know that it does play very different. It's a very different style of playing. Some artwork in there. We have our new playable character. Here's our new card for our new player mat for the playable character Medusa. Same thing, her artwork on the back here. These are very solid pieces of cardboard, definitely not going to bend. The edges look pretty clean. There's a little bit of fluff on it, but nothing too bad. End up ruining it by trying to fix it. And we have some more tokens here. Just a couple more. And it looks like this is the Kronos action board. Got some new rooms that we're going to use for Kronos, for the Kronos portion of the campaign. We have the Medusa model. So her model is actually a little less detailed than the stuff from the core game. She looks a little muddy in comparison. I really like her base. Her base is really cool. And I like her pose. But she does look a little muddy in comparison. And then here is the big star of the show. The big, ginormous Kronos. His happy little face there. This guy is definitely giant. He's heavy, very heavy, solid piece. He's got his awesome base as well. He's got this tortured captive here on his chest. You got faces of machination here on the side. He's got his awesome cloak. He's going to be a lot of fun to paint. Well, I'm really excited with how this turned out. The fact that, oh, there's a myth card, so that's another type of school that you can participate in. But let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see painted first. Also tell me, did you back Black Rose Wars and have you gotten it yet, or have you backed any of the other Nova Atlas or Nova Atis games, and what you think about them? Either way, subscribe if you want to see more unboxings and the painting of these characters and all the other ones that I'm doing from the other games. Definitely leave a like if you like these videos, and I will see you all next time. New outro, I know. If you want to watch more in this series, click right here. If you would like to watch another video in a completely different series, click right here. And if you'd like an easy way to subscribe, other than clicking down below, even though it's right there and it says subscribe, you can click on this little picture right here. That also works.